Uh, help, let, make. Yeah, help, let, and make. That means no preposition, no ing form. It's like the verb form of the verb. Yeah, let me show you. Yeah, you can see no preposition, no ing. The news made her cry. Cry is another verb. Yeah, I'll help you do it. I'll help you do it. So far, we have seen 5 categories. Verb plus ing, verb plus preposition to plus infinitive. The number third category, verb plus object, that means me, you, him, her, it, us, them, etc. plus preposition to infinitive. Fourth category, you can either use both and it doesn't change the meaning. Yeah. And the fifth category, this one. No preposition or no ing. Yes, lady?
I have a question for number 4.
Hmm?
So it started to rain or it started rain. Okay.
You choose, but don't combine. Yeah, because if you combine preposition to with ing, in that case, it is wrong. It's incorrect.
Okay. Yes,
Perfect.
teacher.
We continue. Finally, well, not finally, well, kind of finally, no? The verbs that are followed by both ing and preposition to plus infinitive. However, they change meaning. Yeah, they change meaning. So in some cases, slightly different, almost the same in some cases, but in others, yeah, they change. No, let's go first with the ones that they change. For example, stop. The verb stop. Either you can use it with ing or preposition to and infinitive. If you use it with ing, stop doing something, that means to give up, to finish with something completely. I stopped smoking 2 years ago. I don't do it anymore. Um, we stopped being friends because she was really mean with me. We stopped being friends. If you put stop plus preposition to plus infinitive form, that means that you stop doing what you are doing at that moment in order to do something else. For example, I can say, I was reading a book. The phone started to ring. I stopped. That means I stopped reading. I stopped to answer it. Or we can say the teacher stopped to explain us again, or he was explaining something, so he stopped to answer his phone. That means stop. Two different meanings. Yeah. Let's go with need. Yeah. Need. Need normally is followed by the preposition to and the infinitive form. No. But in that case, it's easy peasy because it is necessary. No, the meaning it's necessary. It's not necessary for me to do it. No, or to do something. Example: he put on weight. That means he was or he's a little bit fat. He needs to take more exercise. I need to do the shopping. We need to study before taking exams. But you can put it with ing. If you put it with ing, need doing something, that means something needs to be done about something else. The meaning is passive. Look at this room. It needs painting. It's kind of a complaint, no? It's you need Doing exercise, yeah, because you are getting fat, you need doing exercise. This needs repairing, especially in ing form. Is like it's when we are describing places, not that they need something because they are in a bad condition. They need to do it right now, because otherwise it's going to be uglier, or it's going to get worse. That's with need. Regret. Regret doing something. I did something. Now I am sorry about it. This is like a lament, right? Like a lament. A lament, something that you did really like, oh my God, I regret so bad. Te lamentas mucho, ¿no? I now regret saying what I said. Maybe you were rude, you were mean, you said to your friend something really bad, and you say, okay, I regret saying that. To do something, that means regret to say, tell, to inform you, no? It's like, I'm sorry, I have to say. I regret to tell you that you have failed the exam. No, that means the teacher and the student. No? I regret to inform that probably tomorrow we don't have class because of the strike, la huelga. No? I regret to tell you, to inform you. No? It's just like a saying. Okay, I'm going to say something. Okay, we continue with mean. Mean, doing something, ing form. An impersonal subject refers to what is involved. Example, if we catch an early train, it will mean getting up at 6 a.m. It is like, how can I say? It's like you imagine doing something the next day. Next, we have mean to do something. That means to intend. Sorry, I meant to tell you what I meant is that. Then you say something. I meant to help you, but you weren't listening to me. The translation would be like, I try. It's like try. Or like, understand me, it was like this. Understand me, it was like that. This or that. Go on doing something, ing form, is to continue doing the same thing. For example, the minister paused for a moment, then he went on talking. Yeah, continue doing something. Normally it's more common. You use more go on. If you say go on plus in preposition to plus infinitive, that means to start to start something new. The minister talked about education. After a break, he went on to talk about health care. Yeah, go on. That means that you don't do the previous activity. You do something else. Go on to. Go on to. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the little bit tricky ones. Here, for example, remember doing something. When you did something, ing form, when you did something and now you remember it after you did, it is like tricky. I don't know how the burglar, that means the bad guy, the robber, got in. I clearly remember locking the door and shutting the window. Now that means that you remember doing that activity. No, you like kind of a flashback in your mind, doing that activity. No, locking the door, closing everything. To do something with preposition to do, you remember that you had to do something. You did it before you did it. You see, that's why it's like a tricky one. No? For example, I can say, I remember to lock the door, but I forgot to shut the windows. In this case, because it's tricky, both can have like the same meaning, because it's just a memory of your action that you did in the past. It's just a memory. Try. What about try? Try doing something means ing form. Try something to see if it works or solve the problem. Especially is one time only, one or two maximum. For example, I've got a terrible headache. Sometimes it can be also a suggestion. Why don't you try taking an aspirin? Example, imagine that my door is locked. I tried opening, but it didn't work. Maybe I just tried one time or two times and that's it. Try to do something. It's an attempt to make an effort, to do something. I tried to keep my open, but I couldn't. In this case, like another example, I tried to pass the exam, but I failed. Now that means that you try 3, 4, 5, and then you fail the exam. We're almost done. We're almost done. Final note is the help. Help is followed by infinitive, with or without. Everybody help. Either you can use preposition or no preposition. It's the same. And that means the same. No? Everybody help her to clean or help clean up. If you say this expression, I can't help doing something, it means that you can't stop myself from doing something. For example, I tried to be serious, but I couldn't help laughing. Like, no me aguanté la risa, no? In that case, it's like aguantar. Any question?
I think no, teacher. It's clear.
Okay, crystal clear. Whenever you are not sure about which verb is followed by the previous verb, you can open this list and help you. Whenever we are doing this kind of exercise, but do not open index and then.
Okay.
just have a look at it. I was gonna give you like an activity to do with your partner, like one example of each. But anyways, she is not here. When she's here, we will do this activity. Okay.
Yes, don't worry.
All right. We move on to the book. We were in unit 7, right?
Yes. In page 70.
71. Yes. The grammar spot where is the list that I gave you. Obviously, there are more. No? Here, for example, I'm going to show very quickly the answer because basically it's what I explained, what we explained, we read moments ago. No? Certain verbs are followed by ing, certain are followed by object, somebody. Is the same. And the one that the book explains us better is adjectives plus 2. No, adjective. I was good at taking exam. I didn't find it difficult to pass. No? For example, certain adjectives are followed by 2, and other adjectives are followed by ing. Okay. Then we go here. The same examples. All right, we finished this part. Can we move on to this part? This is being a teenager. You're a teenager, right? You're still a teen, no?
Sure.
Can you hear me? ¿Me escuchas?
Yeah. Sí.
Okay. Are you a teenager? Are you still a teenager?
A teenager?
Yeah.
Mm, I don't know what's the meaning of teenager.
Okay. I'll explain a minute.
I am a teenager.
Do you think you are in one of the best or the worst time of your life?
I think I'm in my best time of
Why?
my why?
Mhm.
Because I think I'm young, and I don't have a lot of worries than an adult, for example.
Mhm. And what about the disadvantages? Do you have disadvantages of being you?
Yes, because I have more free time. I can go out with my friends, go to the parties, mm, just living, just living.
Just living like that. When you are, do your parents let you go out with your friends?
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
no frequently, but yes.
And do you get angry with your parents?
Mm, Especially with my mom, yes,
Why
but
so?
because we to my bad to my dad, our relationship is not the better because he isn't here, and I can see
Okay. So at the moment, are you still in just with your mom?
with my mom and my brother. Yes.
And your mom and your brother, perfect. And you, your brother is, have you got a good relationship? Do you get on well with your brother?
Um, Sometimes because we have mm, we are similar to the character.
Character?
Yes.
Mhm.
So we
Get on?
yes.
Get on, okay. Is he older or younger than you?
He's older than me. Yes.
He's older than you? Uh-huh.
He's 25, I think.
You
Yes.
think he's your brother?
I
He's
don't
your
remember.
brother. Right, that's great. No worries. I remember when I was your age, when my mom wasn't there at home. She was all the time working and studying. Actually, she was studying in Mexico City, so she wasn't here. So I was all the time in the street. Yeah, it was kind of great, but at the same depressing because no one cooked me. So I had to
Yeah.
buy some food and things like that. I enjoy a lot, but yeah, sometimes I was like, okay, yeah. And I was with my sister. She's older than me. We always had arguments. Arguments that means like fights with work because of going out and staying at home. But it was okay. I enjoyed my teenagehood. I like being with my friends. I live the moment. So enjoy these moments because once you enter to the uni, you become a young adult, no more
Yeah, no.
teenager. How old are you? 17 or 18?
17 years.
17. So you are going to be in your last year.
Mm,
You are in your last year of being a teenager.
Teenager, yes.
That's great. Okay, we're going to hear read the conversation between friends Nina, Lee, and Tanya. 3 people. Yeah, those are the people. And they are talking about their teenage years. Work with a partner and complete the verb in the correct form. In the correct form. We are on page 72, no?
Yes, 72.
Mhm. Without looking at the list, sin ver de la lista, without looking at the list, try to complete. Now you know that there are different categories, mainly 3 categories: ing, preposition to an infinitive, or infinitive. No?
Okay.
So try to do it, and we will check the listening in 5 minutes.
Okay.
While you are doing this activity, you can underline the words, vocabulary words, or expressions that you don't understand, or you don't know.
Yes, teacher. Can see the list, right, teacher?
Have you finished?
Yes.
Okay, before we check the list, we're going to listen. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So pay attention, and the same, the same thing that I told you. If you do have some questions about it, just let me know. And I'll be very happy to answer them. It's not playing, right?
No.
Today the internet is better.
Yes. And see.
3.
Sometimes
I was a horrible teenager.
I feel bad about it now. I was a horrible teenager. I made my poor mum and dad suffer so much. I didn't mean to, but my friends were all important and mum and dad were just embarrassing.
Tell me about it. I'll never forget going on this awful picnic with mine. I was about 14, I think.
Didn't you want to go?
Well, no, they forced me to. We drove to the countryside and stopped to have our picnic by the river. My dad put a rug down on the grass and wanted me to join them, but I refused to. I wouldn't get out of the car.
Why not?
Oh, I felt embarrassed. I didn't like the idea of sitting with my mum and dad on a rug, eating egg and tomato sandwiches. Just wasn't cool.
Oh, your poor mum and dad.
Well, I remember standing in our kitchen yelling, "I hate you! I hate you!" at my parents.
Why? What had they done? Or more to the point, what had you done?
Oh, I persuaded them to let me go to this big party. And it was near my exams, and I promised to be home by midnight, and...
And, of course, you weren't.
No, it was 2 o'clock, and they kept calling me, and I didn't answer my phone. I was grounded for a month.
Well, I remember when I'd just passed my driving test and I begged my mum to let me borrow her car and I crashed it, turned it over in a ditch.
Oh, you two were horrible. Me, I was such a boring teenager. I didn't behave badly at all. My mum and dad were kind of cool, so maybe I didn't need to.
Yeah, so they're just a little anecdotes, experience they got, they had when they were teenager. Some of them were like describing horrible. It was normal stage in those years. What about you? Have you had this kind of experiences?
Well, now I don't know driving yet.
You haven't
So-
tried them yet? Okay. But when you were 15, 16,
I
did
think
you
when
know like something bad or terrible?
I think when I was 16, when I went to the high school, and I back to my home like over 5 or 6 p.m. So too late. So my mom me regañó, ¿cómo lo podría decir?
Told me off.
She
Told me off.
Sorry? Told me off, yes. And I think just this.
Did you play the truant?
I don't know what's drowned.
It's the translation.
Oh, yes.
Where did you go? Did you go to a party? I promise I won't tell your mom.
No, to the party, no. I went to drink some coffee and read my book and just walk.
Just walking.
Yes.
So it wasn't playing the truant, it was just having some fun late, no?
Yes.
Like a late afternoon.
But my mom was hungry.
Yeah, was angry
Yes.
and worried about that. No?
Yes.
Did she call you? Did she?
No, because in this time I didn't have phone.
Okay. They didn't have any phones over there. All right. Okay, let's revise very quickly. The first one is
Suffer.
suffer only because of the previous verb made, no?
Like
And next is
going.
going, exactly. Stop,
To have.
yeah, indeed, no?
Yes.
Wanted me,
Join.
because of the verb want to join.
Want to join.
Yeah.
Yes.
You tell me number 5, lady?
Sitting.
Yes, because of the preposition of.
Okay. To no, standing.
Yeah, correct.
Let me go.
To let me go. Remember, I would, no, sorry, the verb here is persuade. Persuade, after persuade is the preposition to. Object, preposition, and infinitive. To let me.
To let me go.
Yeah.
Okay.
I promise. To be.
To be.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to conjugate here.
Okay.
Yeah, that always happens, no? When you promise your mom to be on time, and then you arrive very late. Typical. Now it happens to me the same, but with my wife. I promise to arrive at home early, but when I am with my friends, I don't see them often. We don't do anything bad. We just chat, banter, and that's all. Banter, it's a verb. Echar desmadre. Banter. It's a new verb, banter.
Now happens to be friends with your wife.
Kind of. Yeah. So don't get married too young. Wait until 30 or more.
Okay. I'm going to follow your consejo.
Advice.
Your advice, yes.
Advice, yeah. I beg. Beg means I please, please, please. I beg. To let. Can you hear me? ¿Me puedes escuchar?
No, muy bien. Se cortó un poco.
Okay. Here. And finally,
let me borrow.
Yeah, let me borrow her car and I crash it and turn it over in a ditch. Huh?
I think we forget the number 10
10. Mhm. You tell me what is the answer?
is calling.
Yeah, kept calling. So, are you well-behaved teenager? Are you a well-behaved teenager or are you
I
a
think
badly behaved teenager?
I think I'm a teenager,
Well-behaved.
well-behaved teenager.
All
Yes.
right, that's great. Well, in my case, I was more or less a bit of both. I didn't do anything wrong, like going drinking or getting high. I was just in the arcade, in Las Maquinitas, in the arcade, in the park with my friends. It was totally different. It didn't exist crime so much, you know what I mean? Nowadays, because of the crime and the bad people are around, we can't go out like we used to go out. You have to be careful when you are going out with your friends, Lilian.
Yes. Yes, teacher.
Perfect, thank you. And if you have something, call your parents or call a person who you trust the most.
Yes.
All right, we're going to do this for homework. This part is talking about you. It says here, complete the sentences so they are true for you, but you have to make 2 of them false. Remember to follow the verb patterns, no? ing, preposition to, or nothing, the infinitive form like that. For example, you can say, I am thinking of going on holiday next December. I really enjoy reading. I'm not good at writing. I'll never forget the day that my ex-girlfriend left me in the middle of the park. I must remember to take the rubbish out every Wednesday. I sometimes find it difficult to understand the teacher. My parents made me cry when I was young because they told me off and I didn't do anything wrong. I am looking forward. The only exception with the last one, I'm looking forward to, even if it has to, aunque tenga to, el siguiente verbo va a ser in ing form, siempre. I don't know, it's just the expression. Siempre que tengamos I'm looking forward to, es la única excepción. A pesar de que es the preposition to, it doesn't apply the rule with preposition, but I'm looking forward to this pandemic ending. Yeah.
Okay.
So you do them for homework, you can write them or you can say them here to the class. I will inform you about the strike. Hopefully not, but probably we will see each other tomorrow, face to face finally.
By Zoom or in the cell?
At Cele. If
At
we
Cele.
still have normal classes, if there is no strike, si no hay huelga, yes, face to face.
Okay. Yes, teacher.
If we do have the huelga, the strike, well, online.
Okay.
So, I tell you this night, right?
Yes. Right, teacher.
Thank you very much, lady. Nice day.
Bye.